Hello students, hope that all of you are fine. Today I am continuing with Physics of Class 10 chapter Electricity. Today we are going to study a very important topic of electricity chapter, and that is Ohm's law. Ohm's law states that at constant temperature, the potential difference across the two ends of a metallic wire of an electric circuit is directly proportional to the amount of electric current flowing through it. I repeat, Ohm's law states that the potential difference across the two ends of a metallic wire of an electric circuit is directly proportional to the amount of electric current flowing through it. In short, Ohm's law states that potential difference V is directly proportional to electric current I. That is, V is proportional to I. All of you know. In the previous class we have seen V stands for potential difference, I stands for electric current. So Ohm's law states that at constant temperature should remain same. This is a must condition. At same physical conditions, the potential difference across the two ends of any metallic wire of an electric circuit will be directly proportional to electric current passing through it. Directly proportional means when V increases, I will also increase. If V decreases, I will also decrease. Means when the potential difference of a circuit increases, amount of electric current will also increase. When the potential difference decreases, amount of electric current will also decrease. This is a very simple thing, and you can see it in our daily life, in our home also. For potential difference, in our common language we use another word called voltage. All of you know that when voltage increases, electric current also increases. The illumination, the brightness of the tube light and bulb also increases. It is just because when V, potential difference or voltage increases, amount of electric current flowing through that circuit will also increase. When potential difference V decreases, amount of electric current in that circuit also decreases. In order to study and verify this Ohm's law, there is an activity. See, all of you look at this circuit diagram. In this circuit diagram, I have taken a resistance. I told you, a resistance means any device that is commonly used in an electric circuit is a resistor. And an voltmeter is connected there. Voltmeter measures the potential difference across the two ends of this wire. So this wire, this is one point and this is the other point. So this voltmeter will measure the potential difference across these 2 points of this wire. And here you can see there are 4 cells connected in this circuit. But these cells are now not connected to the main circuit. I will explain why. And you can see an ammeter. Ammeter measures the amount of electric current in the circuit, and a key. So ammeter measures electric current I. This voltmeter measures potential difference V, and 4 cells are taken in the circuit. In order to begin the activity, first of all, we will connect first cell in the circuit. So, this first cell, only the first one cell is connected to the circuit. So, what is voltage now in the circuit? We know that the voltage of a single cell is 1.5 volt. So, one cell is connected to the circuit. When this one cell is connected to the circuit, both the ammeter and the voltmeter will give some readings. Voltmeter will give 1.5 volt and at the same time this ammeter will also give a particular measurement. Say for example, serial number, potential difference V, electric current I, and in the third column I am doing one thing, I am calculating V upon I. V upon I. In serial number 1 means as we begin this activity, we have connected one cell into the circuit. When that one cell is connected to this circuit, potential difference V will be 1.5 volt. Then this ammeter will give certain value. Let us take this value or that reading as say 0.1 ampere. We know that I is measured in ampere. Potential difference V is measured in volt. So when there is 1.5 volt in the circuit, suppose we got ammeter reading, that is electric current, as 0.1 ampere. Now, in order to continue this activity, now let us connect two cells in the circuit. Now this first and second, two cells are connected in the circuit. So what will be the total voltage in the circuit? 1.5 plus 1.5, say 3 volt. When two cells are connected in the circuit, suppose you are getting 0.2 ampere in ammeter. In the same way, now you connect third cell also in the circuit. Third cell is connected in the circuit. So total voltage will become 4.5 volts. Suppose this time the ammeter gives the reading of say 0.3 ampere. Then again continue. Add the last cell also to the circuit. So total voltage for cell is equal to 6 volt. Suppose at this time, when the total voltage in the circuit is 6, suppose the ammeter reading is 0.4 ampere. Now, everywhere we are going to calculate the ratio V upon I, that is 1.5 upon 0.1 is equal to 50. Here 3 upon 0.2 is equal to 15. Here 4.5 upon 0.3 again 15. Here 6 upon 0.4 is equal to 50. The notable point is that everywhere you got the same value of V upon I. When V increases, this is the first reading, 1.5 and 0.1. When V increases, V became double here. You see, I will also become double. When V become thrice, I will also become thrice. When V become 4 times, I will also become 4 times. And in each case we can see V upon I value is a constant everywhere. Everywhere we got the answer 50. This V upon I is called R. Capital R stands for resistance. I will explain what is resistance. So, while coming to the conclusion of this Ohm's law, we can say, in this activity, when you do such an activity, you will get it. It is an activity for you in class 10th. From this chapter, there are 3 activities, and this is the first activity, verification of Ohm's law. So, in your physics lab, all of you will do it personally. Then you will get it. All of you will get it. Whenever we increase V, in the same ratio, I will also increase. Or when you go this way, whenever we decrease V, in the same ratio, I will also get decrease. Since both are in the same ratio, when we do V upon I, you will get the same value everywhere, same answer everywhere. That same value or that constant value is called capital R, which is known as resistance. Now I am continuing here. So Ohm's law states that V is directly proportional to I. We know that the proportionality sign can be replaced by equal to sign by putting a constant of proportionality. The constant of proportionality that we are using here is capital R. This R is nothing but that R, or called resistance. Now we will get the same formula from here. So V is equal to IR. Sorry. This is the mathematical representation of Ohm's law. Mathematical representation of Ohm's law is V is equal to IR. Or from this formula we can derive R is equal to V upon I. See, V upon I is called R, and this R is resistance of the conductor wire. I will explain more about resistance. So just remember the new word resistance. Now I am going to take the SI unit of this resistance. We know that V means potential difference. Potential difference is measured in volt. I means electric current. Its SI unit is ampere. So the SI unit of resistance is volt upon ampere. But volt upon ampere is given another name. It is called ohm. And its symbol is this. This is the symbol of ohm. Once again, this ohm is taken from the physicist, German physicist George Simon Ohm, who has made this Ohm's law. So the law is named after him, and the SI unit of resistance is ohm, which is also taken from here in the name of the physicist who made this theory. So I repeat, Ohm's law simply states that potential difference is directly proportional to electric current. Potential difference across the two ends of a metallic wire of any electric circuit will be always directly proportional to the amount of electric current produced in that circuit. That is, when the proportionality sign is converted, we got V is equal to IR, where R is known as resistance. So we got V is equal to IR, or R is equal to V upon I. The SI unit of R resistance is ohm. Now let us define 1 ohm. When do we say the resistance of a conducting wire is 1 ohm? As I told you in the previous class, in the previous video you can see it. Whenever we want to define any physical quantity in 1, you have to make whatever data are there in the formula, you have to make them equal to 1. So if you want to make 1 ohm, then V and I must be made 1 and 1. So in simple words we can define, when V is equal to 1 and I is equal to 1, then R is equal to 1 ohm. What does it mean? When a potential difference of 1 volt produces an electric current of 1 ampere in a circuit, then the resistance of that conducting wire will be 1 ohm. I repeat, when the potential difference across the two ends of a wire is 1 volt and the electric current produced in that circuit is 1 ampere, then the resistance offered by that wire will be 1 ohm. This is the definition of 1 ohm. So, I told you V upon I is called R, which is known as resistance. Now, what is this resistance? Every conducting material offers a resistance when electricity is passed through it. You know the meaning of English meaning of the word resistance, to resist, to oppose. Even though metals are good conductors of electricity, alloys are also good conductor of electricity, whenever electricity passes through any conducting material, it allows electricity to pass through them. At the same time, it will also resist the passage of electricity through them. So it do both the things together. It allows electricity to pass through. Simultaneously, it offers a certain resistance, means it will try to oppose the flow of electricity through them. This opposing nature of the conductors is known as resistance. This resistance value depends upon the material of the conducting material. For example, alloys have higher resistance than pure metal. In metals itself, different metals have different resistance. That is our next topic that I will explain in the next class. So resistance is the property of the materials. What type of material? Good conductors, that a part of electricity flowing through these materials will be converted into some other forms. So, if we allow to pass 100% electricity through a circuit, it will not. A part of electricity will be wasted in the form of, mainly in the form of heat. Reason, resistance offered by the wires. This is the major problem with us. While distributing electricity from a faraway power station to different cities and villages, electricity is to be transmitted a long distance from the power station where it is generated to the supply points. It has to travel a long way. So when electricity passes through the wires on a long way, a part of electricity is wasted. It will be converted mostly in the form of heat. This is a major problem that we are facing now in the distribution of electricity. So, the entire electricity that is produced in a power plant cannot be reached on the other side because of this resistance offered by the conductors. This resistance, as I told you, differs in different material. But cost is also another point to be taken. For example, silver is a good conductor. The resistance of silver is very less. But we know the practical problem. Silver, being a costly metal, cannot be used for making this overhead transmission wires. So the most commonly used transmission wires in our country, India, are aluminium or copper. For public transmission, we are using aluminium. And when we do the wiring inside the room, we are using copper or aluminium. So they have a considerable value of resistance, due to which a part of electricity will be always wasted. So that property of the material is called this resistance. Coming back to Ohm's law once again. So we have seen V and I are directly proportional. Whenever V increases, I increases. Whenever V decreases, I decreases. Now we can prove it once again by plotting a graph between V and I. Suppose we are drawing a graph of V and I. Taking V on Y axis and I on X axis, suppose I am going to draw a graph. So I have taken 1 unit is equal to 0.1 on X axis and 1 unit is equal to 1.5 on y-axis to plot these points. So let us see the first point. When I is 0.1, V is 1.5. So the first point is I 0.1, V 1.5. So this is the point 0.1, 1.5. I 0.2, V 3. I 0.2, V is 3. 0.3, 4.5. 0.3, 4.5. 0.46. 0.46. When you join these points, you can see that the graph will be always a straight line. So, whenever you plot V against I, potential difference V against electric current I, you can see that the VI graph will be always a straight line moving upwards. So this is the verification of Ohm's law. VI graph will be always a straight line growing upwards like this. Now, using this graph also we can calculate the value of R. Only this graph is enough to calculate the value of R. How? At any point, you may take the slope of this graph. In class 9 you have studied, class 9 motion chapter you have studied how to find the slope of a graph. In order to find the slope of a graph, take any point on the graph and draw a perpendicular. Okay, say it is A, it is B, and it is O. Now the slope of this graph is AB upon OB. Here the value of AB is 4.5, OB is 0.3. 4.5 upon 3 is equal to 50. So we can say slope of a VI graph will also give you the value of R, resistance. So 2 points to be remembered. VI graph will be a straight line, or in other words we can say, if the VI graph is a straight line for a conductor, that conductor is called ohmic conductor. Means the conductor that follows Ohm's law. Ohmic conductor, OHMIC. So for all the ohmic conductors, its VI graph will be a straight line like this. Now, if you take the slope of this VI graph, provided V must be on y-axis, I must be on x-axis, then only remember the basic thing, R is equal to V upon I. Since V is taken on y-axis, I is taken on x-axis, V upon I means slope of this graph. So slope of VI graph will give you R, resistance of the conductor. I hope all of you understood. Today's topic, Ohm's law, a very important topic. Ohm's law states that V is directly proportional to I. Potential difference across the two ends of a wire is directly proportional to the amount of electric current flowing through it. V upon I is a constant, and that constant is known as resistance. Every conductor has its resistance value. It is a property due to which it opposes the flow of electric current through it. Second thing, VI graph for an ohmic conductor will be always a straight line. So thank you for listening me and watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Till then, bye bye.